Hi, this is John Okoro. Welcome to this week's Auspicious Agile video blog. This is our first of 2019. I've been pretty busy, but wanted to get a few new blogs out. So this week we're going to go return to one of our most popular topics, Agile and DevOps. This week we're going to take a look at a thought exercise. This has come up a lot in coaching and conferences and training. A lot of people ask, does Agile work without DevOps? Does DevOps work without Agile? So we're going to take a look at that and see. Often you'll see organizations that have a DevOps team that's completely separate from their Agile efforts, or Agile, and they say that Agile really doesn't need to be connected to their DevOps to gain benefit. So this question comes up a lot, and we want to take a look at it and see, is that the case? Are they really not connected, or do they need to work together? So let's start with a waterfall team, but it's traditional waterfall, design, build, test, etc. Do user acceptance testing, deployment. Usually takes this team maybe 6, 12, 18 months to get a product ready for production and ready to deploy and make available to a customer. Let's give it about 12 months. And now let's add DevOps, CI/CD, which is continuous integration, continuous deployment. We've got our DevOps tools. Maybe we have Jenkins or Docker or Cucumber, NUnit, JUnit, etc. We've got our different testing, deployment, Selenium, right? So we've got all these tools in our tool chain. And let's say we can deploy now really fast. 30 seconds we can get a deploy live to production. So now we have 12 months for the development of the waterfall approach that we're used to, plus 30 seconds in these really fast DevOps tool chain for deployment, equaling 12 months and 30 seconds in order for us to get something live into production. So we got all these DevOps tools. We got everything in our waterfall environment. Maybe we can get things more quickly to a testing or integration environment, but in terms of going to production, we're talking about 30 seconds difference over the course of a year. So that is really not a whole lot of difference for this waterfall team. It would seem that maybe our project manager or our team there may not be getting the best out of DevOps. Now, let's take a look at an Agile team. So an Agile team, we're used to Scrum, one of our perennial favorites in Agile, right? Usually 2 to 4 weeks to work together as a team. We do our stand-up every 24 hours, not on the weekends, of course, and we get our potentially shippable increment. And that potentially shippable increment is available for the product at the end of every 2 to 4 weeks. So without DevOps, maybe it might take another 2 to 4 weeks to test, do UAT, user acceptance testing, deployment. So it may take up to 8 weeks possibly, and I'm just kind of putting a number in here. You can add your own, and we can talk about it in the comments later. But that almost doubles the time, right? So it's like 4 weeks to basically build something, build a PSI, potentially shippable increment, and then we double the time with UAT and testing. We call this a long tail often. And so that means that it's really hurting this team not having that DevOps deployment capability. But what happens to that same Scrum team if they do have the capability to use DevOps? So what happens? Well, we have our Scrum team, and they also have the capability, the tools, the Jenkins, Docker, Salt, Ansible, Selenium, Cucumber, whatever it may be that you're using, NUnit, JUnit, automated testing, right? And so you have these tools. So it's 2 to 4 weeks for you to develop a potentially shippable increment of your product, get something you can get out to production, and then another 30 seconds for you to push the button like Netflix or Facebook or Amazon to be able to get that product live. Now that's a big difference. It means instead of spending double the time, you're spending an extra 30 seconds. So maybe it's 4 weeks and 30 seconds. That's a big difference, right? So you can see for the Agile team, it makes a big difference. There's a big pain point if you can't deploy things really fast. So actually, it is the use of Agile that drives the adoption of DevOps. You'll often see this pattern that an organization will start using Agile first, Scrum or Kanban or whatever you may be using, and then because they're using Agile, that leads them to realize, ouch, it's really painful waiting for these deployments. It's taking us so much time. We need these DevOps tools. We need this automation. We need automated testing, and we need green builds, and we need CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and we need that, that Docker or containerization. We need the ability to deploy fast. So Agile and DevOps actually work better together. So you can kind of think of it that way, right? Agile and DevOps better together. So interested to get your comments and feedback down in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Interested to hear your thoughts on this. If you have other experiences with Agile and DevOps, please do share them in the comments. Also, you can support the Auspicious Agile video blogs on Patreon, on Amazon, and also with different cryptocurrencies. Those options are available down in the comments as well. And of course, you're supporting the blogs when you like and subscribe to the channel and like and share. So please do that. Until next time, stay agile, and thank you so much for listening.